A boy with wild eyes grabbed the church bell rope and screamed a warning that would split his village in two.
Antigua says the mountain is going to fall. Snow before dawn. You have to listen.
The bell clanged over the plaza, an iron heartbeat that dragged every man, woman, and child from their homes.
The village idiot is ringing the bell again. His horse told him something. Should we start digging graves?
Liam, come down from there. You are scaring the little ones. Antigua is just an old mare.
But the boy kept pulling the rope, his sobs mixing with the bronze cry.
What did she say? Liam, tell me exactly what Antigua told you.
She said the snow is going to fall from the east face before the sky turns light. She's been shaking for 3 days.
The boy talks to horses. Next, he'll tell us the donkeys are singing. Go home, all of you.
Ring the bell for evacuation. I'll take the boy and his mare up the ridge. We'll wait until dawn.
Amelia, if we ring the bell and nothing happens, the village will never trust me again.
And if you don't ring it, and the mountain falls, you'll have to bury the children yourself.
The priest climbed the tower. The evacuation pattern, 3 short rings, a pause, 3 more, split the dusk.
Let the fools climb. My house is built on solid ground. No horse fairy tale will drive me out.
Please, let's go with them. I can't lose Alejandro, not for your pride.
Then you and the boy go. I'll stay. This village needs someone who isn't afraid of shadows.
Marta picked up Alejandro and followed the lanterns. The mayor watched them go, then shut his door.
Antigua's ears are still shaking. She says the ground is humming under the snow.
27 families climbed the ridge path, their lanterns a nervous chain. 4 families, 11 souls, stayed below.
Keep walking. Don't look back. The dawn will tell us if he truly hears his horse.
The ridge chapel was cold stone and packed earth, but it offered walls against the wind and a floor for the children to sleep.
Everyone inside. The mare stays in the lean-to. Liam, you stay with her. You are the only one she trusts.
She hasn't stopped shaking. The humming in the ground, it's louder now. It's coming soon.
In the village below, the mayor poured brandy for 3 other holdouts. Their houses glowed defiantly against the dark.
To solid ground and common sense. That boy can hear horses. Tomorrow I'll teach my rooster to predict the harvest.
He'll freeze up there without me. He's stubborn, but he's not a bad man.
If the boy is right, pride won't keep him warm. Hold Alejandro close and pray he changes his mind.
Outside, Antigua let out a low, guttural whinny that cut through the thin mountain air. Her hooves scraped the frozen ground.
She can feel the fracture. It's like a heartbeat under the ice. Fast, then faster. We're running out of hours.
The hours crawled. Lanterns guttered. The ridge held its breath while the village slept. While the village slept, 2 worlds waiting for the same dawn. In the lean-to, Liam pressed his ear to Antigua's warm flank. The deep rhythm of her heartbeat pulled him back, 2 winters ago, in the old stable.
That night, the ground had shivered for 5 seconds. She wouldn't stop stomping. I lay down next to her, and she finally breathed slow.
He had been 9. No one believed him then either. But in that stall, the mare's terror had words, not in his ears, but in the trembling of her skin.
Liam, is she any calmer?
A little. She always calms when I put my head here. It's like she knows I'm listening. I don't hear her voice. I feel what she feels. The humming in her chest. It's the mountain's heartbeat now, and it's breaking.
Amelia crouched beside them, her hand on the boy's shoulder. The mare's shaking had eased to a fine quiver.
Then we wait. However close it is, we're ready. The others are praying.
Overhead, the stars were sharp as broken glass. The mountain face held its silence like a held breath. Inside the lean-to, Liam curved his small body against the old mare's side, their heartbeats sinking, counting down the dark. At 3:40 a.m., Antigua's body went rigid. A scream ripped from her throat. Not a whinny, but the sound of an animal facing death.
It's now. The mountain is breaking. Wake up, everyone. Wake up.
The east face roared like a living thing tearing itself apart. A white wall of snow and rock swallowed the moonlight. For 37 seconds, the world was thunder. Then silence, heavy and absolute.
Dios mío, the village, it's gone. They're gone.
Not all of them. The houses that stayed. Their rooftops. Some could still be alive underneath.
27 families stood on the ridge, shivering not from cold, but from the truth. A boy and his horse had saved them.
I feel her heart now. It's slow, tired. She knew all along.
Below, the village of 41 souls lay entombed under 12 feet of ice and stone. 11 had stayed behind.
We dig now. Every family, bring ropes, shovels. There's no time to wait for help.
But the first shovels barely broke the crust when a deep groan rolled through the ice. The mountain was still alive, still hungry.
Stop. Everyone back to the ridge. More weight, more vibration. We could trigger a second slide. We need help from the next valley.
Then we send runners. Now, the fastest boy is to San Mateo and El Llano. Tell them to bring shovels, dogs, anything that can dig.
2 boys took off down the far side of the ridge, their legs pumping through deep snow. They carried no water, no food, only the names of the missing.
While they run, we pray. Not for a miracle. We've had one. Pray for time.
She's so still now. Like all the fear left her body and went into the mountain. She did her part.
Amelia took a scrap of paper and wrote the names of the 11 who stayed behind. Her hand shook on the 4th line. Alvarez, Mayor. Below, the buried rooftops offered no sign. 11 souls, trapped in the dark, their air running thin.
My husband is down there. My son keeps asking if Papa is cold. I can't just wait.
If we go now, we risk burying them forever. The runners will be back by noon with help. Hold your son, Marta. Hold him tight.
Beneath 8 feet of packed snow, Marta pressed her back against a cracked beam. A pocket of air, no larger than a coffin, held her and Alejandro.
Don't cry, mijo. Papa is just sleeping. He'll wake when the sun hits the snow.
On the ridge, a rumor spread like frost. Someone had seen the mayor's body through a gap in the roof. No movement, no breath.
That's a lie. She would have told me. Antigua would have felt his heart stop.
Then we wait for proof, not rumors. Your horse has been right once today.
A cry rose from the far slope. The runners returned, leading a long line of men, mules and dogs.
Gracias a Dios. Do you see the shovels? The dogs? They're from San Mateo.
They'll find them. She's looking at the mountain now. It's calm. The worst is over.
Hear that, Alejandro? That scratching. They're coming. They're coming for us.
The dogs barking echoed off the debris. On the ridge, for the first time since dawn, someone laughed. The rescue team spread out over the debris, shovels ringing against packed ice. But every strike was a guess. 11 souls beneath acres of frozen white.
Liam, stay back. You don't know where to dig.
But she does. Look at her ears. They're moving like they did last night. She knows where the ground is thin.
Antigua's head was high, ears swiveling like radar dishes. A low, throaty nicker rumbled from her chest, a sound the rescuers had never heard before.
Sir, over here. She says the hollow is right there. Dig where her left ear is pointing.
The lead rescuer wiped sweat from his eyes. He had dug graves in 3 villages. He knew what a boy's fantasy looked like.
That boy's fantasy saved 27 families last night. I didn't believe him then. I do now.
A long silence. Then the rescuer grabbed his shovel and strode to the spot.
She's not wrong. She's never wrong. They just have to dig.
12 shovels now bit the snow, exactly where the old mare's ear directed. The mountain watched in silence. 4 hours into the dig, a shovel struck tile. The men shouted and wrenched open a hole. 5 faces, blue with cold, blinked in the sudden light. A mother clutched her infant and wept.
Who else is down there? Your neighbors. Are they alive?
The mother rasped that they'd heard scraping from the east before the snow closed in, but no voices, only stone. The news brought cheers and dread. Scraping meant life, but the east side meant the mayor's house still lay silent under 12 feet of ice. Dusk bled over the ridge. Lanterns were lit, and the digging continued in desperate shifts. In the dark pocket, Marta pressed her ear to the ice. A faint scratch. Scratch, 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 echoed from above.
Do you hear that, Alejandro? They're getting closer. Papa is going to be so proud of you.
On the surface, the crew paused for water. The rescued family was wrapped in blankets, but 3 other houses were still swallowed by the dark. The moon rose over the broken village. A second night without the mayor, and time was a luxury they no longer had. Exhaustion finally claimed Liam. He slumped against Antigua's warm shoulder, the mare's steady breathing pulling him into a dreamless dark. In his sleep, the world unspooled to another night. 2 winters passed, when the stable floor trembled for 5 seconds, and Antigua had pawed the ground in a terror no one else understood. The tremor had been too faint for human senses, but the old mare felt it in her bones, and the boy, pressed against her flank, felt it through her.
That was the first word she ever said to me. A shudder that meant the earth was alive and restless.
A shout from the dig site shattered the dream. The lead rescuer threw down his shovel. They'd struck ice so dense, it dulled the blades.
The ice is like iron. We can't go deeper without breaking the men.
Then we rest for an hour and try again. I won't tell a mother we gave up because the ground was hard.
The hours stretched to 3. At the edge of the village, the rescuers' voices faded to murmurs. Nothing moved beneath the snow. When dawn spilled over the ridge, Liam opened his eyes. Antigua's ears were back. She refused to move toward the dig site.
She knows they haven't found him. The ground is still hurting. We're running out of daylight again.
The exhausted diggers moved like shadows over the white grave. Then a muffled cry split the morning, a child's voice threading through the ice.
Mama, I can hear them. They're right above us.
We're here. We're here, please. Don't stop digging.
That's Marta. Alejandro's alive. They're right there.
Quiet. The child's voice. It's from the east. Dig there.
Shovels tore at the packed snow with new fury. Every man who had been ready to collapse now dug with the strength of a father.
Just a little more, Alejandro. Can you see the light? They're coming for us.
A hand broke through the last crust of ice. The hole widened, and the world above poured in all noise and cold and desperate love.
They're alive. She said they would be. Antigua never once stopped listening.
Above, the village of survivors held its breath as the first small hand emerged from the ice. Rescuers pulled Marta and Alejandro from the ice. The boy clutched his toy truck. His mother wept into the frozen air.
You are safe now. You are safe.
Where is he? Where is my husband? He was in the back room. The wall collapsed.
The crowd's cheers died. The mayor was still below, and the rescuers had heard no sound from his direction.
She said he was alive. She never lies. We have to dig faster.
You heard her. Form 2 teams. One for the other families calling out. One for the mayor. Now.
Marta clutched Amelia's arm. Her husband had been bleeding from a head wound when the snow hit. Every minute mattered.
He can't have much time. Please. He saved my life. He pushed me into the pantry.
Then we'll claw through stone if we must. Light the flares. We need all the help we can get.
The east side of the debris field erupted in a frenzy of digging. A life hung inches below their feet, and the mountain still loomed overhead. 4 more hours of digging brought 2 more families to the surface, coughing and half frozen, but alive. Only one man still lay beneath the white grave.
Liam, bring Antigua closer. She's the only one who can find him now.
The boy led the old mare across the treacherous ice. Her ears were rigid, her nostrils flaring, as if she was reading a map no human could see.
She smells the blood. She can hear his heart stuttering. She knows exactly where he is.
Suddenly, Antigua stamped a hoof hard against the ice and let out a short, sharp nicker toward a deep crevasse shadowed by a leaning wall of snow.
There, she says. He's right below that overhang. Dig here, but be careful, it could fall.
The rescuers hesitated, eyeing the unstable wall of ice. Then, from deep within the crevasse, a weak, muffled groan echoed up.
Help. I am here. Can't move.
That's him. Dig carefully. We're coming, Senor Alvarez.
They began to dig under the groaning overhang, each shovel strike a gamble. The mountain had taken so much, it could still take the men who had come to steal back its prey. The overhang groaned, and the rescuers stopped. No one wanted to be the man who made the mountain fall again.
One wrong strike, and we bury him forever. It's too risky.
Antigua says the fault is stable. She can feel the weight shifting. There's a window right now. If you won't go, I will. She'll talk me through it.
Liam, no. You are just a boy.
But the boy was already stepping past the men. The old mare nickered, and it was like a whisper from the earth.
Then none of us can stand here while a child does our work. Ropes, beams, now.
2 men tied lifelines around their chests and crawled into the dark, the mare's ears tracking their descent.
He's right there, under the beam. Heartbeat steady. We're close.
Outside, the wind screamed. Inside, the mare fought for breath, and a boy and his horse held the thread. Deep in the crevasse, a headlamp beam caught the mayor pinned under a massive oak beam, his face a mask of blood.
You came for me. I was a fool. The horse. Tell the boy.
On the surface, Antigua's ears flattened rigid. Liam felt a deep pulse through the soles of his boots.
Something's shifting. Get down. Cover the hole.
A secondary slide thundered down the slope, a white avalanche that scraped the edge of the site, but missed the crevasse by yards. Inside the crevasse, the rescuers heard the world crash above them, but no snow came. They kept cutting at the beam.
The overhang held. Pass down the planks. We need to brace it before it shifts again.
With a final crack, the beam splintered. The mayor's legs were free. A rescuer cradled his head and shouted for a stretcher.
Hurry, the mountain's breathing down our necks. We can't lose him now.
They lashed the mayor to a stretcher and began the agonizing inch-by-inch climb out of the dark. The mare's ears tracking them every foot. The stretcher broke the surface into a blinding noon sun that felt like forgiveness.
You are alive. I knew you'd hold on. I knew it.
The mayor's swollen eyes opened and found Liam standing beside the old mare.
The horse. The boy. I am sorry. You saved us all.
A hush fell over the crowd. The man who had mocked the warning was now begging forgiveness from an 11-year-old.
Papa, the horse told Liam the mountain would fall. It's true.
Through a child and a beast of burden, the mountain spared this village. Let no one forget.
You did it, Liam. Every single one. They're all alive.
The hours of digging were over. 41 souls accounted for, not one lost to the snow. Liam knelt beside Antigua, her great head bowing as if in prayer, the boy's tears finally falling safe. A distant thumping cut the silence, a government helicopter descending, whipping snow into the air.
I am Dr. Elena Vargas. Geological survey. We detected micro-tremors in this area for 72 hours before the slide.
You won't believe how we survived, Doctor. An 11-year-old boy and his horse warned us.
She's from the city. She'll think I am crazy, but Antigua's ears are listening to her. Not scared.
You are Liam? I'd like to hear about your horse. I promise I won't laugh.
She doesn't talk with words. I feel it. In her breathing, her muscles. She felt the mountain breaking before anyone.
Fascinating. May I look at her ears? I have an instrument that can see deep inside.
Dr. Vargas knelt beside the old mare, the otoscope light glowing in the cave of her ear like a tiny searchlight.
Her inner ear structure is unusual. She might have a congenital condition that makes her hypersensitive to vibration. I'll need to do more tests back in my lab. But if I am right, this horse didn't just save your village. She just changed the science.
Dr. Vargas uncased a portable monitor and set it beside the mare. The sensor traced lines on the screen like a heartbeat.
She shook deep inside, like a drumbeat in her chest, faster and harder for 3 days. I just knew it meant something.
That drumbeat was the mountain. Our sensors recorded microtremors, vibrations too faint for humans. Her ear is a natural seismograph. She has a congenital malformation in her cochlea. It makes her hypersensitive to low-frequency ground vibrations. She felt the earth groaning.
So when Liam told us she spoke to him, he was translating what her body knew. He wasn't crazy. He was her interpreter.
All those nights, I was just listening to the mountain through her. She never spoke. She showed me.
A miracle, yes. But now we understand its name. This boy and his horse, they were given a gift, and they used it to save us.
This boy didn't just save a village. He demonstrated a bond that bridges instinct and science. He has a future in this field, if he wants it.
Liam felt the weight of the words. For the first time, being strange felt like being chosen, and the old mare, as if hearing the science, let out a soft nicker and nudged the boy's chest. By the next morning, news vans and cameras had arrived, turning the debris field into a stage.
This boy and his horse are the reason 41 people are alive. The science is clear. Antigua sensed the tremors. Liam translated them.
I just listened. She showed me what the mountain was doing. I want to understand it. For real. One day.
Then, when you are older, you come study with me. You have a gift that belongs in science.
Liam looked at Amelia, who nodded through tears. Then he took the card and tucked it into his shirt pocket.
This village will rebuild, and in the plaza we'll raise a monument to Antigua so no one forgets who listened when we didn't.
And beside that monument, a seismograph station, so that her warning is never silent again.
I'll study. When I am old enough, I'll come back and run that station myself. For her.
The old mare lowered her head over the boy's shoulder, as if sealing a pact that would outlast the snow. 7 years later, a young man in a simple black suit held a diploma with the old mare behind him, her muzzle now gray and slow.
Your mother would be proud, Liam. So am I. So is she.
That autumn, he left for the city university, with Dr. Vargas's letter in his pocket. For 4 years, he studied seismology and came home only in summers.
Your thesis on equine vibration sensitivity is already being cited. Liam, now go home. Antigua is waiting.
The old mare was waiting indeed, standing at the fence as if she knew the bus schedule. She was 33 years old.
She's been holding on for me to come home. I can feel it in her breathing. It's time.
One morning, Antigua didn't rise. Liam sat beside her in the straw, her head on his lap, and listened to her heart fade to stillness. He buried her on the ridge, in the same spot where she had stood and warned the village. The mountain, for once, was silent.
She lived long enough to see you become what you promised. That's a full life, Liam.
With a degree and Antigua's name on his first research paper, Liam Reyes became the first seismographer from the village that almost wasn't. 2 years later, a man carrying a suitcase and a seismograph sensor walked up the road to the rebuilt village. The bell tower was whole again.
Welcome home, Liam. The station is ready. The kids have been asking when the horseman would return.
I promised I'd come back. Today, Antigua's ears will be replaced by these sensors, but the lesson stays the same.
The bronze monument to Antigua stood in the center of the plaza, her ears pointed toward the mountain.
Let this station be her voice, now forever. Let no warning go unheard again.
Liam flipped a switch. Lights blinked on, and a screen traced the mountain's quiet pulse. The Antigua seismograph station was online, its sensor array stretching up the ridge, linked to an alarm that would sound across the valley. Alejandro, now a teenager, asked if the machine could feel like Antigua. Liam smiled and said, "Better. And it never gets tired, but I still miss her heartbeat."
The first alarm will be tested tonight. This village will never be caught sleeping again.
As dusk fell, the station's green light glowed steady. The mountain stood silent beyond the bell tower, and for the first time, the people of the village turned their backs to the peak without fear. Years later, an elderly man with snow-white hair walked through the plaza at dusk, pausing before the bronze mare, whose ears still aimed at the mountain. A little girl holding the lead of a young chestnut filly stopped beside him. She looked from the statue to the man and asked, "Can you still hear horses?"
Not with my ears, but with my heart.
His weathered hand pressed against the cold bronze. For a moment, the old mare felt warm again. The girl smiled, and the filly nuzzled her shoulder. She led the young horse away, two silhouettes merging with the twilight. The man stayed until the stars came out. Behind him, the green light of the Antigua station pulsed, steady on the ridge. The mountain stood silent, its white cap softened by the summer night. It had not taken a single life since the boy and his horse had listened. And somewhere deep in the earth, vibrations still hummed, but now they were heard. Liam Reyes, first seismographer of the Valley of the Listening Stone, turned toward home, and the bronze mare guarded the village, her ears forever pointing toward the peak that once tried to bury them all.